Hey, yo, welcome to the QB School live. Do it live, the off day. Do me a favor, let me know that I sound all right. Hit me with your favorite emoji in the chat, and let's get this thing going. Week 2 in the books. My man Chris checking in. Cheers. Ba-boom. Cheers. Get that English lunch going. Icaros. Loving those Eagles. Everybody's on those Eagles right now. Hurts, another breakdown. It's a maybe. I'll be honest with you. That game was underwhelming for me. Obviously, great to see Jalen Hurts play really well. But, man, those Monday night games were tough. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Do me a favor as you come into this thing. Smash the like. Do whatever you need to do. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you for checking in. Let me know. And we're good to go. If you've got questions, now is the time. Appreciate it, Chris, for the kind words. I have fun making the videos. Hopefully it comes across that way. We'll see here. Probably tomorrow's video, Trevor Lawrence. It's already done. Played really well. Obviously, Indianapolis having some struggles on offense, but what the Jaguars look like, pretty fun to watch. First Patreon video of the week is going to be the 49ers. Just checking in, seeing what went down with Trey Lance, what Jimmy Garoppolo looked like being thrown in. The next few Patreon videos this week, not really sure exactly where I'm going to go. I'm kind of interested to see what's up with Russ and how he's cooking or not cooking in Denver. We'll see. That was the other one. Alex, good one. I might. So was thinking Russ. Was thinking maybe checking in with the Steelers, and just I've heard that the offense is looked not good, and wondering why Kenny Pickett isn't playing. As far as everyone's favorite Mitchie from one of my favorite lines from Dazed and Confused. So maybe check in with the Steelers. We'll see. Alex probably not going to be the Saints this week. Shane, my man. Appreciate seeing the familiar faces in here. It does go a long way to I'm going to try to make this kind of off day, quote unquote off day in the league, the normal live this off season, just because it gives me enough time to watch a little bit of the film, but certainly not all the way through what I want to watch. So I feel like I can't give everything, but the things that we've seen, certainly some fun. Man, that was an amazing weekend. That was an amazing Thursday and Sunday of football. Those comebacks, going back and watching how the Dolphins did it, how the Cardinals did it. That was another one I was going to do for the Patreon. I'm probably going to go back, watch like the last 2 minutes of that Jets game to share it on Patreon, just because I'm curious. I didn't watch. I try to do a decent job of not watching the highlights, so I know that something crazy happened. They got an onside kick, but I didn't necessarily see how the Jets scored, so I'm excited to go back and kind of peel that back. Alejandro, he's not cooking. I know. That's why I want to go back and see it. Why the hell is he not cooking? What does the film say? Not just kind of, what do quote unquote the talking heads say? Try to stay out of that space and just say, hey, this is what the film says. This is what they're doing. All right. Now is the time. Question up. We're going to go right in. Oh, Maisha checking in, coming in hot. Maisha, you do not have to do that, but I certainly appreciate the support. Oh, wow. I think it has more to do with your son than anything else, but excited to see him ball out. Get some more touches. Get it going. Very cool, though. Always appreciate the support. Lyndon, is Joe Flacco elite? What was the year that Joe Flacco was elite in the postseason? Was that 2012 off the top of my head? Because I heard whispers that Joe Flacco 2012 was back in the last 2 minutes of that game. So I'm excited to see him just go out there and rip deep balls all over the place and take the Jets to the bowl. But no, obviously not right now. But he had his moments. He really did have his moments. A hell of a lot more than most people can say. Shane Paul. Any under-the-radar offenses, NFL, college, turning your head so far? That's a good question. This is going to be recency bias. Okay, I'm acknowledging that. But I just watched the Jaguars, and they obviously put it on the Colts pretty good. But I liked what the Jaguars were doing. I mean, I think everybody, you have to sleep a little bit on Trevor Lawrence just because he's kind of stuck in Jacksonville, and they've been stuck with whatever that nightmare was last year. But you forget that dude is a freak of freaks. He's a big, athletic dude that can spin it. And if they get that thing going, that's been a nice surprise early on. I think Jalen Hurts, obviously playing at a really high level. That offensive line, that surrounding cast, what they're doing scheme-wise, what they're doing on defense, again, kind of fun to see. And then, of course, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Bills, the usual suspects. College-wise, I think I, again, probably have a little bit of like regional bias just watching and seeing kind of Lincoln Riley and what it's looked like so far at USC. We'll see what it looks like over the course of the entire season, but it's been fun to see what they look like offensively. And then, we'll see. It's so early on. Really not in the college season. College is almost a quarter of the way over, isn't it? If not more. All right. What else we got? My man Ben. Hey JT, appreciate the content, my friend. What you thinking of Mac and the Pats? Everything I thought of Mac and the Pats, I put on a video last week for their first week. I didn't watch a snap of their game versus Pittsburgh. My man Chase, all good. But boom. Oh, Ben, nice job with the keyboard question. What is the keyboard called? A Razer. Had to mix it up. My other keyboard was dying. I needed a wireless one, although I have it plugged in right now. Keep it light with the lights, We're going full streamer here. I'm joking, but I actually kind of like it. It's nice, especially when you kind of sit in the dark sometimes when you're watching film. Nice to have a little different vibe going around. Lyndon, do you think Bill O'Brien is holding back Bryce Young and the Alabama offense? No. Didn't he win the Heisman last year with Bill O'Brien as the play caller? It's taken a noticeable step down from Sark. Bill O'Brien was there last year, right? I think Alabama, the bit that I've watched Alabama, I watched most of the Texas game. I would say that they just don't have the dudes on the perimeter that they're used to having and that Alabama fans are used to having really for the last, borderline decade, as far as having like a dominant one, if not 1, 2, 3, if not 1, 2. And so it looks and feels different, but I love Bryce Young. I think he's my favorite guy to watch play at that level. Just so smooth, fluid, plays like a point guard, can create. I love what they're doing. Tao Hang. Thoughts on Justin Fields' performance? Obviously not great, Bob. But the thing for me, I didn't watch it. I'm not going. I had it on, and then they kind of pulled away, and I just turned it off. I think that we've known this entire process for the Bears is probably going to be up and down at best, if not more down. That's just the reality of the roster. You hope that Justin Fields plays what I would say better than what I watched. I didn't go back and watch the All-22. I'm not going to watch the All-22. This is a beautiful thing about this, y'all. I don't watch the All-22 of every game of anybody. I just don't have any interest in it. I'm not necessarily a diehard in any specific one. If I know I'm going to do like a radio spot or talk to somebody or do a podcast for a specific channel type, I will try to watch that channel or try to watch that game. But I'm not going to go back and watch Mac Jones every week. I'm not going to watch Justin Fields every week. That's just not the way that I like to consume the sport. I like to do whatever I think is interesting. So these big comeback games this week, those were interesting. Why maybe some teams are kind of stuck in a rut through 2 weeks, starting to get interesting to me. We'll see. I'm sure I'll circle back to Fields eventually because I know a lot of people have vested interest in it and are at the channel probably because of that. So I'm interested too. I'm a big fan of Justin Fields. All right, what else we got? Justin, did you see the Josh Allen, Chris Sims interview from a couple weeks ago? No. I believe you. Ben, you're locked in. A lot of questions. I'll get to it maybe at some point. Shane, agree, JT. If Bama somehow can win it all this year with those weapons, let's just skip to April to see which team will get Bryce at 1. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I think. There's a long time between now and then, and there are a number of good quarterbacks. I just personally don't think that there are any that are close to Bryce Young. That doesn't mean that things can't change from now to then. CJ Stroud is a great quarterback. I just think, and I've seen him throw next to each other, which probably impacts my kind of take on it, but CJ Stroud's film is impressive. They do. I love what they do. People have whatever takes that they want for Ohio State and how they necessarily do the quarterback position and that kind of the reads and whatever they ask him to do and what it's translated to the league, whatever. CJ Stroud is a big, strong cat that can spin it. I just think Bryce Young he's got more, the way that he plays the game is more aesthetically pleasing to me. That doesn't mean that he's going to be better in the league. It really doesn't. Maybe he's not, maybe he's small, gets hurt, whatever, any sort of excuse. I just prefer Bryce Young's game to CJ Stroud's game right now. Sabashito. I have no idea what's wrong with Indy's offense. I haven't watched a snap of it. When I say I watched the Jaguars, I catch myself saying Jaguars, whatever. However, the Jags versus Indy, I only watch the Jags offense. I don't really have any interest in going back and watching, Matt Ryan offense struggle. Maybe I will get to it at some point this week. I doubt it. What are the ones that I have that I want to see? I want to do Joe Flacco. I might go back and do the Steelers. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe go take a peek at the Colts. Here's the other thing. For the 60 of our closest friends hanging out in here, it's intuitive to me, but it's worth sometimes sharing. It's easier, more enjoyable for me to do quarterback videos or watch film of quarterbacks playing well. It's not that fun. Even if I don't know anybody on the staff, I don't know the guy, I don't want to watch a quarterback struggle. It's not that fun to pick apart why someone, might be struggling or why an offense might be struggling. I understand that people care about their team and want to know, and that part of it makes sense to me, but I just prefer not to do it. That doesn't mean that I never do it. Sometimes I'm curious, why the hell are these people struggling? But for the most part, especially early on, let's have fun with the winners. Everybody wants to see the winner. Ryan Lewis, what's more valuable, Josh Allen running or Mahomes playmaking, improvising? To me, I would classify that as a false choice, Ryan. I would say what's more valuable, Josh Allen, the quarterback, or Mahomes, the quarterback? I'm glad I don't have to answer. That'd be tough. Josh Allen is just elite freak right now, but Patrick Mahomes has been doing it for a long time. I don't know. That'd be a hard one for me. Glad I don't have to make that decision. All right. What else we got? Dawn, you definitely don't want to watch Anthony Richardson at Florida then. I never seen an elite athlete look so befuddled. Dawn, that's so sad for me because I wanted the first game of the season from Florida. Who'd they play the first week? Why am I blanking? I feel like I saw it on TV. And I wanted the All-22, and then I got the All-22, but it was like Saturday morning the next week, and so by the time I would have finished it, Florida would have already played another game, and then I think he hasn't looked great since, but that first game, I thought he had some splashes, some freak plays. Vincent Cernato, do you think Tua and the Dolphins can sustain how they looked on Sunday? Sustain throwing 6 touchdown passes a week? Probably not. Do I think that they can stay in whatever mold that is? I hope so. You never want to necessarily have to play like that to be able to come back and win, but to know that they have the capacity to do that. Now, it's also worth flipping that coin and saying, hey, let's just acknowledge what it was. There were some defensive mistakes from Baltimore, but the reason Tua and company were able to take advantage of those mistakes was because of their perimeter personnel and Tua's capacity to create a little bit and see it and make those throws. And so I think you can put some guardrails on the expectations, but still have high expectations all at the same time. But boom, Gage, Coming in hot. Thoughts on Jalen Hurts versus the Vikings? I thought he looked pretty outstanding early on. I turned that game off, maybe at halftime, maybe a little after in the third quarter. But, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, it's not just Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts has looked great. I think he's looked significantly improved. The video last week, you're talking about rhythm, timing, pocket development, evolution, some ball placement, ball control, where sometimes I think in the past he had gotten a little loose with his mechanics and would spray the ball. Those things look like they're more confined, and all of his quote-unquote misses are tight misses and catchable balls now. And so those things combined with the weapons, the offensive line, the quarterback run game, I don't know how you can't be high on the Eagles right now. We'll see if that thing just continues to kind of improve and accelerate towards the end of the season. But, man, right now they are rolling. My man. Oh, man. Lions fan. Can you break down Jared Goff at some point? Probably. Again, another example of, maybe a quarterback that, to me, I think that there are guys that are a little bit more fun to break down. But what the Lions have been, what I've heard they've been doing offensively, and certainly if they've been averaging 35 points a game, that's pretty sweet. And I'm sure if that continues, I will get to it. Mark, bad offenses are not fun to watch, but it is nearly more confusing as to why things don't work when people feel it should. However, watching the Steeler offense is probably enough pain for 1 week. We're going to find out. I'm probably going to do the Steelers just because I've had enough people ask me to say, like, what the hell is going on? And I feel a little bit, not a connection, but I feel like I've seen a little bit because I was interested to see how Kenny Pickett looked over the course of the preseason. And I think I could take a snapshot of a game and what Mitchell Trubisky looks like and then kind of overlay what we could expect Kenny Pickett to look like. And if there's not a significant difference, then I don't know why the hell he wouldn't be playing. That would kind of be the reason I would want to see it as opposed to seeing, Indianapolis. And really I could do the same thing for the Falcons. Why, if they're necessarily might be struggling, when are we going to see Ritter? Those types of things I think are a little interesting. You could almost do the same thing with the Titans. I actually wanted to go back. Maybe someone in the chat tell me, is it worth me going back and watching the Titans the last fourth quarter when they pulled Tannehill? Maybe. All right. What else we got? J2K. JT. As a former NFL quarterback, where do you draw the line on taking time to throw deep or get the ball out to your first open read or check down? Asking as a Justin Fields fan. Well, J2K, I would say that it's never quite as simple as that question. It's more of what is the play call? What is the concept designed to do? So if there's a shot opportunity or it's a shot play, we've designated it as, hey, we're going to take a shot here. Well, then if it's the right look and it times out with the right coverage in the matchup, then we let it go on time. If it's not there, I think that's the thing where you don't want to get caught holding onto the ball, waiting for something. If it's not there, get off of it, get a completion. And the thing about it, this is what I used to try to communicate to offensive quarterbacks that I was coaching and calling plays for. Hey, we're going to call a lot of shots. If it's there, let it rip. If it's not there, you have to protect the coordinator, the play caller, the offense, the team by getting the ball out of your hands, not taking a sack, not taking a hit. And so that's the decision process. And there's also a timer, like, hey, once you get past 2, 3 at the most hitches, you got to get out. You got to get out of the pocket. You can't be a statue back there. And so that's kind of the way that I think about it. It depends on the process. It depends on the play, the concept, the intention of the play, and then having that internal time clock to say, hey, hitch, 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 get out. Hitch, 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 check it down. Boom. Brian, new to the channel. Appreciate the support. I get the college all 22 from a lot of different sources. There's no one easy source that I can kind of blanket say, hey, go meet this person and you'll get everything you want. It's just unfortunately not how it works. Susanna, 301. How about breaking down Tom Brady's technique? I think Tom Brady's technique is pretty flawless, and there's probably better content out there that actually talks to Tom Brady and the people that work on his technique that could do it better than I could. Jared, yeah, definitely didn't get any kind of read on the Malik Willis. Yep, appreciate it. So that was the other one thing I had it on. I flipped it back on and saw him playing and thought I should go back and watch that, but then I haven't heard anybody tell me to go see any splash plays that he made, that's for sure. GG Meta, can you do Jalen Hurts? Again, thanks for checking in with the live stream. I just don't have any interest in doing Jalen Hurts again. I did Jalen Hurts last week. I know people say, well, you did Josh Allen twice or something. I'll usually do, or the way that it's structured right now is I'll probably do the Thursday night game Friday. And so if that person who's playing the Thursday night game, I've already done a video on them, they're going to get 2 videos. Otherwise, I just don't, I'm not enough of an Eagles fan to watch that much Eagles right now. So it's probably not going to happen. I know he did pretty well. Lions fan, would you give Lamar Jackson the big contract and make him your franchise QB? Hell yes. Well, maybe I'm just in my own box or in my own little shell over here, to use Aikman's term. But who's saying that they shouldn't pay Lamar Jackson? The guy is an absolute beast. I wanted to go back and do another video. But the Dolphins just made it the other way. But man, I mean, his capacity to run, what he's looked like throwing it, just pay the guy. Let's go. Oh man, Boris, I'm excited for this Bills-Miami game. I think the Bills probably handle business pretty convincingly, but big if, air quotes, if the Dolphins are able to hang tough, let alone find a way to beat the Bills, Tuamania is about to start, and y'all are probably not ready for that. I'm not sure if anybody's ready for that. All good. Oh, Ryan Lewis. That's a good point. I was going to, let me write that down actually before I forget. See what the hell is going on with Burrow. From what I've heard and the little I've seen, just having significant issues protecting him. He's getting hit, but I feel like that's the same story we heard last year. And it's bizarre to me because I think of Joe Burrow as one of the best kind of pocket movement, savvy instincts within the pocket, protect the ball type players in the league, or maybe that I've ever seen. And so the fact that they can't protect him, I don't know. It's disappointing. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Again, if you haven't, smash that like, do whatever you need to do. Other thing, if you haven't signed up for the quarterback free quick game course, it's free, it's simple. I drip it to you over the course of, I think, 5 weeks. I certainly appreciate the support getting over there, checking that thing out. And then finally, the Quarterback School Patreon community. Today, we'll probably put out the 49ers. Tomorrow, Steelers, probably, maybe, put it in pencil. It's a great way to support the channel. It's never been cheaper. I've never had more Quarterback School members. I think we're well over 500, maybe even well over 600 now, on our way to 1,000. It's going to be a big party for the Quarterback School Patreon community when we get to 1,000 Patreon community members. But I really, really do appreciate the support, spreading the word on that thing too. And it means a lot to me. What else we got here? Let's do a few more because I want to get back to finishing out, watching a little All-22 before my place turns into the craziness after school. Yeah, Shane, that's kind of what I was thinking too, but I didn't necessarily want to say it. So I'll just let this linger for a good 15 seconds. Yeah, Java, that's tough. That's a bummer. You don't want that comparison right now, although Andrew Luck was obviously a hell of a quarterback for a long time. But it definitely felt like it took its toll. Tanner, do you think the Panthers can make the playoffs? No. Are the Panthers going to have a new coach next week? I was going to go back and watch. Did I watch the Baker Bowl? Maybe I went back and watched it myself. Sometimes if I don't get to a Patreon video over the course of the week, I'll go back and just kind of fast forward, watch a game. I think I did that with the Baker Bowl. Des Stevenson, would you start Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota? I haven't watched enough, bro, to give you an honest kind of take on it. Really haven't. So I probably apologize that I'm not the right person to say that. That being said, I thought Desmond Ridder looked pretty good in the preseason. And if there's any sort of like hiccup or things aren't going well early, like let's get to Desmond Ridder quickly to see what the hell he is and what we can do with it. That would be my initial kind of reaction to what's going on in Atlanta. But again, Atlanta, if they struggle again, I'll probably go watch them next week and probably put it on the Patreon community just because I'm curious about what the hell is going on down there. All right, get a couple more questions, and we are done for the off day. It's the off day in the league, y'all. Watch a little film, get a little sweat, get in, get out. Maybe go get some community service. Get away from the facility for a little bit. Take a breath and then get back to work tomorrow. Can't close this thing. All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I appreciate you guys hanging out, locked in here for this. Love this one. Actually, should put the Mitchy one in here too. I see in there. There's some interesting comments in the comment section today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to me when you spread the word on the channel, whatever your kind of social media choice is. I certainly probably do my most of my damage on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, look me up at the Quarterback School. Other than that, I appreciate you checking the video, supporting the channel, doing the Patreon community thing, spreading the word on the quick game course. All of those things go a long way toward supporting the channel. So thank you so much. I certainly appreciate it. I will see you next time. Have a good rest of the off day. All right. See y'all.